What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna do a little video talking about my NFT photography project that blew up and kind of sold out really quickly thanks to Fidel. And I want to do a little deep dive. I want to talk about each photo, especially if you bought one of my photos. I really want to say thank you. I'm gonna be doing some shout outs on Twitter soon. If you're not following me on Twitter at Cade Berkman, then go ahead and do that and hit the subscribe button with the post notifications on, because I make time sensitive information that you definitely don't want to miss. Because if you find it a couple days late, the information pertaining to that video might be totally fucking useless, because as you know, NFT space moves quick. This trip called the Joyage changed my fucking life. And I'll be wearing these masks that I bought at Goodwill for the days leading up to Halloween, just to be in the spirit. Even though I'm not a big fan of Halloween, it's fucking whatever, you know. Let's just get into it. So this is the collection, Joyage, A Quest to Nowhere. Joyage is also the name of my podcast, my traveling podcast. So basically the Joyage is I went on this trip. It was about 6 months ago. I wanted to travel. You know, everyone wants to travel, and I couldn't really afford it. I was making a lot of money, but I was like, I don't know. Like, I want to make money in crypto, but I want to travel. I don't know who I am. I want to find out who I am. All the things when you're young, you know. I'm sure you understand. And I was like, you know what, like I want to do van life. And I was like, I don't want to buy a van. I don't even know if I'm going to like it. So we converted my mom's 2004 Toyota Prius into a home. I made an entire YouTube series about it. It's on this channel. This channel before NFTs was a travel content thing. I hated it. It was not fun. I was really hoping it wouldn't blow up, because that would have sucked, because I wouldn't have known what to do after that. So I went on this trip, lived in my car for 6 or 5 months. And it was good. It was really, really good. I learned so much about myself. I've grown years in these past few months. And something that happens when you're traveling solo, especially, you know, I just didn't see that many people. I got very, very comfortable with myself. Had some very interesting transcendent experiences. And it was the best thing I've ever done in my whole life. I made a video that I'll actually link below because it was so powerful. The day I quit my job, the day I quit everything, I had a panic, I freaked out, and I recorded all of it, which was hilarious, and it's on my video. And I remember saying in the video, this is either best or worst decision of my whole life, and I can tell you right now confidently it was the best decision of my life. It led me to everything. So this project, this NFT project, means a lot to me. It's called Joyage, A Quest to Nowhere, because I had an ego death on top of a mountain. I'm going to tell that story one day. It involves some illegal stuff, so I'm going to be careful with it. But I basically found out that the answer to everything was nothing. And it was just be grateful and just be shocked the fact that we're all here and mountains exist and fucking animals exist. And we have all these things. And we have, especially if you're in a place where you can fuck around with NFTs, you're not having to pay for bills and you can't afford this because you have a loan. If you're in a position where you're well off, you should be very, very, very grateful, because you don't know what you don't have, you know. And so this project is just, it was incredible. And I took I'm a travel photographer, so these pictures are also just high quality. But yeah, so I'll just do a little quick skim through them so you can see them. So yeah, I just traveled from Charleston, South Carolina, all the way to Washington State. So an entire cross-country trip. My car broke down multiple times on that trip. Man, these pictures are incredible. So we'll just go through them one by one. I mean, if you're here, this is going to be probably a little bit longer of a video, so I appreciate you watching. Make sure you're hitting that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel out so much. We've grown so much in the past we've grown more in the past 5 days than I've grown in the past 3 months combined. It's crazy. So thank you everyone who has subscribed. So we'll go to the first one here. It's called The Protagonist. So honestly, like, titling all these pictures was really difficult. I had to look at Fidel's art, his black and white nights, a lot, just to get like a gauge of like, what exactly am I doing to title these? So this is The Protagonist. I thought it was a pretty epic shot. All these shots are self-timers. 99% of them are self-timers. I took all these by myself because I was a solo traveler. So basically I would set up my own tripod with the camera. I would run to where I was going to take the picture, set up another tripod, take my shirt off, put the shirt on top of the tripod so I could have a focus point, run back to the camera, focus it, turn the timer on, sprint back to the spot, throw the tripod to the side, and then pose for the picture. So this one especially, this shot took probably an hour and a half to get right. I'm very particular with my shots. I just wanted to look exactly how I want it, and I'm very glad I did. And yeah, it's a great shot, man. It's just an epic hero shot, honestly. That's why I call it the protagonist. This is one of my childhood dreams, to get a shot like this. I've always wanted long hair. If you've seen Lord of the Rings, Aragorn, there's a scene in the first movie, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, where he's fighting the fucking the hooded people, whatever they're called, on top of like a mountain thing, and it's like raining, he's got fire, he's got swords, and he's fighting. I remember he swung, and in the video his hair like whipped to the side. And I remember I was like, dude, that's fucking epic. I want that to happen. So this shot was that. This was like a childhood memory for me. So this is a really cool picture. Plus, I look fucking yoked. So shout out to Ox231. I'm going to see if I can find everyone through Twitter and do like a little private and public thank you to everybody who bought. Okay, this one's called Possibilities. Oh, this is bought by Fidel. Shout out Fidel. Love you, bro. Appreciate everything you're doing for this space. So also this project minted at 0.03. That's what the floor was for everybody. This one's called Possibilities. This picture is really important to me because this girl, this is a funny story. I was traveling alone, as you know, and this was in Yellowstone, and there was this girl there. As you can see, this is without color, but she was wearing a tight pink, like athletic gear outfit, basically. And I was about to go on this hike, and it was like I don't even know where I was. I was in some random area, and I didn't know where I was, and I saw her down there, and she was alone, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll say hi to her, but then I was like, yeah, I'm a dude by myself. I don't want her to feel uncomfortable in a place that she probably doesn't know where she's at, kind of thing. And I was like, whatever, I'll just walk left. So she went right, I went left, thought I'd never see her again. About 20 minutes later, I'm hiking, and I hear like some footsteps behind me. So I turn around, and she's right there. She's like 25 feet behind me, not looking at me though. She's just walking, and I was like, interesting. That's weird. I thought she went that way. So anyways, I turned around, kept walking, pretend like I didn't see her. So like 10 minutes later, I kept stopping to make sure. I was like, is she following? Am I about to get kidnapped? Is this one of those stories where I got catfished and this girl's gonna like, jump me and like 6 dudes gonna pop out of nowhere? So we finally got to this clearing, and I stop. I pull to the side. I like pretend to take pictures, and I kind of glance out the side of my eyes to see where she's at, and she's just like on the other side of the street looking at me. And I'm like, fuck, what do I say? And at this point, I was like really nervous. I didn't know what was going on. And then she just goes, hey. And I'm like, hey. And she's like, do you know where you are? And I was like, no, I just went this way because I don't know where I'm going. And she was like, ah, shit. I was following you. I thought you knew where you were going. And I was like, oh, no. And I was like, okay. So she was just a normal person. At this point, we just started talking. We ended up walking and hiking. We did like 2 more hikes together. We hung out all day. Man, that was so much fun. I'm not going to dox her. There's no point in telling her your name. You're not going to know her. But yeah, I tried my hardest to flirt with her, man. But we were just a little bit too different on age gap. She was a little older than me. So really good friend, really, really cool person. And this was a shot I got. I was right toward the end of the hike. I think it was the only picture we took. And I was like, hey, sit right there. This is a cool shot. And so I took the shot. And it was fun, really fun. Man, this is definitely gonna be like a longer video because I'm like 10 minutes in already, and we're only 3 pictures in. So, okay, this one also is owned by Fidel. Thank you, Fidel. Oh my God, 229 views on this shot. This is a cool shot. So this one's called Purge. Obviously, just look at the shots. It's like the only word you could use to describe this. Really fucking awesome shot. I'm very proud of the fact that I took this one because this was in the Badlands, right? I'm inside the canyon, and I had hiked all the way through and then up to a little peak area. So this is on a hike. I'm not going to mention the hike exactly because I don't want to, this is like a hidden spot, right? I didn't find out about this on Pinterest or something, okay? This hike was on one of those hidden gem trail things, but this spot was somewhere off to the side. So about 2/3 of the way into the hike, I branched off left. Everyone else went right. I kind of jumped through some rocks and figured out my way here. This wasn't the normal trail. Got out to this point on top of the canyon, right? So under to the other side of me is just a cliff. It just goes straight down. So I set up my camera with I think I just put it on my book bag because it was like this. It was like a straight down incline, so I didn't want my camera to fall. And I just set my camera up. I think I just hoped for the best that it would be in focus, and I took this shot. And I was playing around with different poses. This is awkward. If you're a dude, poses are really fucking hard. So I was playing around with some intense cinematic poses, and this came out amazing. This is one of my favorite shots. I'm gonna say that with these are my top 20 shots, dude. All the shots are gonna be amazing. Let's be honest. So really, really cool shot. Yeah. So this is in South Dakota at the Badlands. Shout out Fidel for buying this one. All right, and this is this is not the banner picture, but this is a really important picture. This is a little bit after I got my Joyage tattoo. I just believe in the brand. I believe in the brand. I believe in the idea behind it. And I made up this fucking word, and that the word Joyage came from like a year ago. I needed a photography website, and I was like, I like the word voyage, but I can't use V, but I like the letter J in cursive. I like the way it looks. So Joyage was born. I thought it looked stupid, but people liked it, and I just kind of held on to it, and now here we are. It's the same with my podcast too. Shout out Zimmermentor24 for buying this. This is a shot. It was me and Chris and his sister. We were all hanging out in my backyard. This was like maybe the day before I left, I think. So this technically isn't on the trip, but this shot needed to be in this collection versus the next collection I made. And I'll tell you why. This was right before I left. It's just such a cool, interesting picture, and it's called Joyage just because there's not really another word for it. It's drawing attention to the word Joyage, and it kind of shows just like I had backed myself into a corner on purpose and pushed myself against the wall because I was in a situation where I was making a lot of money, living at home, kind of was feeling unsatisfied, not sure what to do. And this is when I kind of realized, I was like, yo, I'm about to change my fucking life on my own. And so this is a really important picture to me. This is one of the last times I saw Chris. He actually came to visit me in Colorado, but this was a really fun night. It was, yeah, man, really, really special picture. And yeah, this is also owned by Zimmermentor24. I appreciate you, man. You bought a few of these, actually. All right, next we have preparation. So this shot, I believe this was when, so on the original trip, I had a 2-week trial basically, and it was because I had to come back for my sister's graduation. So I still went. I went all the way to like Indiana. I still drove like half the country, and I drove all the way fucking back. But this was just, I think this is right when I come back I came back for like a few days, and it was me and my friend Asha. We were hanging out. It was 420, like April 20th, obviously. And this is just a sick shot. I didn't even know he was taking this picture. And like, look at this shot, bro. Like my veins, like you can see, it's hard to see the blunt. It's actually good because it's illegal in Charleston. But just a cool shot, man. Preparation. This was one of the last, I think this is the last time I saw Asha actually. And so he's one of my closest friends. Love that dude. And so this picture was really fun. It was, we actually took a lot of pictures that night. This is the only one that made the cut, I think. But just a cool shot, man. And this was like a couple weeks after I left, but I was already so like grown. Like I learned so much in those first couple weeks. So I remember coming back and I felt such a different person. And I had all these stories. I was like that dude. I was like that guy who went and did something cool and people wanted to talk to him. So this is a cool picture for me, for sure. All right, and this picture, Egoic, it's bought by Tay Newbie. Shout out Tay Newbie. I believe this is the same night that it was Shauna's last night in Charleston. So this is also during that little time I had back in Charleston. And yeah, we were all just hanging out at the beach the night after, and it was just, or the day after, and it was just really fun. It was me and like 7 or 8 other people, a lot of people from my work. It was the last time I saw all of them, and it was just a really fun day, man. We just all hung out at the beach. We just fucked around. It was a good time. And yeah, we were trying to do handstands. I called it egoic because the only reason I like this picture is because I like fucking yoked in it. I'm just kidding. It's not the only reason. My butt looks good. My back looks good. It's a cool shot. And, yeah, man, it just, I don't know. I just really like the shot, honestly. It's just a clean shot. There's no people in it somehow. I just got really lucky. And yeah, just a good shot. Just a really good shot. All right. And this shot is called Gloomy Daze by Oitanert. Thank you very much for buying this photo. So this, I don't even remember when this was, but this is in Botany Bay, I think, somewhere in South Carolina. And man, this is a cool spot, a really cool spot. I remember when I was editing this picture, I was thinking about editing out this branch. I'm not a big fan of Photoshop. I really don't like, one, I hate Photoshop because it's hard to use. It's fucking inconvenient as hell. So like the thumbnails are they're like the worst part about my videos. I just hate making thumbnails because it's so difficult. But yeah, I just decided to leave it in. It's not that big of a deal. This fucking, look at this tree, bro. Oh my God. This is like out of a movie. And the Botany Bay itself kind of looks like this, just without the black and white filter. Like it looks like this in real life. It's white. It's gloomy. It's dope. It's a really, really cool place. If you're into the gloomy atmosphere of like Washington State, you would love this place. It's a hidden gem in South Carolina. Highly suggest you go visit it. That's my sister right there. I was just I remember for me, I was kind of feeling weird inside because I had just gone on this trip and now I was back for like a tiny bit. And it's still part of the Joyage experience. It was still part of the trip. I just remember this shot was just really fun. It was just me and my family. But dude, we just saw this tree and I was like, bro, go sit over there because I'm gonna nail this shot. So shout out for Ortnert for buying that shot. Really cool picture. And we got Nowhere. This is owned by Crypto Shish Hodelman. Thank you very much for buying this photo. Yeah, man, this is a cool shot. This is taken by my friend Nancy. Shout out Nancy. This is in Utah, right? So this place is top 3 places I've ever been in my life. This is in, what's it called? The Salt Flats, I think, if I got that right, in Utah. It's basically a massive desert of salt. It looks like Venus, the planet Venus. It was unbelievable. So I'm going to be making a cinematic travel montage movie in the next few months with all the clips I have from the trip, and the drone shots we got from here literally looks like we're on another planet. It was unfucking believable. It was so incredible. It's nothing like I've ever seen in my life. And this shot was cool. It was an off-guard shot. As you guys know, candids are my favorite. I'm not a big fan of stage shots. I didn't really have a choice when I was traveling, but I'm a big fan of candid shots. That's why Fidel's collection, I think, did so well. I think people like candids. They're just cool. They're interesting. They're different than what people are used to. This was cool. I think I was reaching to get my drone in this shot, and I just liked the way it looked. I like the focus on it. I like the fact that you can see these like amazing mountains in the back. Just an overall really cool shot, and such a fun time. Me, George, and Nancy fucked around out here. It was so much fun, and I called it Nowhere just because like it's basically nowhere. You know, it looks like it's the middle of nowhere. All right, and this is called MJ, standing for, I'm sure what you can guess. Owned by The Old Scientist. Shout out The Old Scientist. Thank you very much for buying this shot. I mean, listen, do I even need to go into why? I mean, just look at this shot, bro. Look at this flash. So this flash right here is not edited. This is natural. This was my phone. I didn't even realize my phone was still there. I was literally setting this up so I could see. And then I think Asha may have taken this. I forget if I took. I assume he did. But I didn't even realize that this thing was in here. But dude, imagine if this picture didn't have the little flash right there. It wouldn't even, this picture would be cool, but this little flash is just amazing. And then the focus is perfect right on my hand and the weed. Just a dope shot, dude. Like just the whole setup. This is that same night as that other picture. Really cool night. It's the last night with Asha, as I said before. Just a sick picture, man. Just quality picture. Just so crisp. Love that shot. Oh my God. Oh my God, this shot's selling for 4.2 Ethereum. That's fucking insane. 17 grand. I knew this shot would do well. This is one of my favorite pictures I have ever gotten, ever. This is such a cool shot. Everything about, okay, shout out Andy and Hat for buying this. It's called Spike It Up, obviously. Dude, just what a fucking shot, bro. Like, oh, I can just click in this and I didn't realize, my bad. So this was in Tennessee with some friends. We had rented a cabin and we were just taking a little walk into the woods. This vibe was very Washington State vibe, just like gloomy. It was foggy, it was dark. That's my vibe. That's my favorite. So brought my camera out. We were just rolling, smoking out of a bowl, I think. And just look at this fucking shot. Like the rings and the fingernail, the subtle things, you know, you don't notice unless you're like a photographer. But these little things make the picture, right? And then the black beanie, perfect color. Everything about this shot was just perfect. You know, I had gray, dark gray, black. All my rings for the most part are silver. Dude, just this picture is just quality. And these are with like some of my best friends in the mountains. It's just a really good experience overall. So I'm happy this one's selling for the most. I hope you get your 17 grand for it, man. That would be insane if that sold for 17 grand. Oh, what a shot. All right, what else we got? All right, and we got Awaiting Raw, owned by Yusi. Thank you very much, Yusi, for buying this shot. This is one of my favorite travel shots I've gotten in the whole trip. This picture, and I'll tell you why, it kind of reminded me of Egypt in a way. This is also in the Badlands, inside the canyon. This is somewhere along that same hike. And, dude, just what a great picture. Just so clean, so simple. I'm right here. I like my positioning. If I was in the center, it would have felt too symmetrical, I feel like. So this is like the perfect shot. The sun is literally right here. The sun is literally right here. When in the shot without color, it's amazing. I'm also thinking about, if you're watching this video right now and you bought one of these pictures from my first collection in this Joyage collection, and you want a full color shot to see what it looked like, just send me a DM. I'll send it to you, obviously, for free. Thank you so much for buying this. This is a really cool picture. I'm waiting Ra because this is the sun. Ra is like the god of the sun, and it looks like I'm waiting for him. This is just a really cool symbolic shot. I love this shot. All right, and we got Wanderer, owned by Mitchell_NL. Shout out. Thank you for buying this photo. I appreciate it. This was in the John Day Fossil Beds in Oregon. This place is very much like the Salt Flats in the sense that it feels like another planet. So in the real shot of this, everything is like a light blue tint, and it feels like so have you seen Star Wars: A New Hope? The scene where Luke is like wandering around in like that snow area and like there's a bottomless snowman thing. It felt like that. It felt like another planet. Everything was blue. Everything was like white and blue, and it was just weird. It just felt like another planet, and it was just, yeah, I was fucking wandering around. That's literally what I was doing here. Obviously wander off the trail. Probably not legal, but fuck, who cares, right? Look at this shot. It's amazing. The perfect quality. Just a good stance. Everything about this picture is amazing. I love this shot. And it was just a really cool area to be. So shout out. Thank you so much for buying this one. It's a really cool picture. All right, and this is Oh Mary Jane. This is owned by JBRS. Shout out. Thank you for buying this photo. I appreciate it. So similar shot. I think this is a couple of minutes after that same shot, or maybe right after that closer up shot. But I don't know. I thought this one was necessary. I feel like that extra perspective, that extra little zoom out, told a little bit more of the story. I fucking love weed. I love weed. It's a really cool thing. It's a very seductive drug. You can definitely abuse it. I definitely have abused it. And I go through little waves and cycles, as everybody does with weed. And yeah, it was just cool. Like, it was cool. I think the reason I like this shot zoomed out is because I was able to see my own facial expression kind of staring at it. And yeah, it's more of like a symbolic picture. I'm a really big fan of this shot. I love the vibes of this. I love the beanie. This is just a really cool spot. This is the same night that I saw Asha for the last time. And yeah, man, just lots of good memories. Thank you so much for buying this shot. All right, and this is called Sesh, owned by 2Newbie. Thank you very much for buying this photo. This is that same day as that other Spike It Up shot. This is just a different angle. I thought it was perfect. You can see the little smoke coming from my breath. You can see this is right after I took a hit. And just a cool shot, man. Just a cool shot. The vibes are there. You can tell the vibe already without even the black and white. You know it's already like this, basically, with color. A cool fucking shot with all my friends in the mountains. Love these shots, man. I loved this little series of shots. I think there's 3 of them total in this collection. Just really, really cool. So I appreciate you for buying this shot. Okay, and this shot is called Onward, owned also by Tainubi. I appreciate you. Thank you for buying this shot. So I believe this is in Washington. Yes, this is in Olympic National Forest in the Hoh Rainforest. Just a random trail, really. I remember at this point, I was just kind of walking. I wasn't quite sure how I was feeling inside. I remember feeling a bit lost, and this was right before like my big night, which I'll talk about in another. Actually, I talked about it in my podcast with Sydney that'll be coming out in a couple weeks, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I was just kind of wandering around. At this point, I had traveled so much. This was like right at the end of the trip, and I was kind of like, yo, what am I doing? Like, I did the travel, like, now what? You know, and that's a hard, really scary feeling for when you complete something that you set out to do. You go, shit, now what? And this is one of those periods where I'm just kind of like a little bit, not down in the dumps, but just kind of like unsure. And so this shot was really cool. Good facial expression, good pose. Dude, to get this shot though, I had my book bag and I leaned it against the railing, on top of the railing right here for the focus. Right? I had to get my face in focus. So I basically fucking prayed to God that nothing would fall out. I had all my shit in there, which was stupid. But if I didn't have it in there, it wouldn't have stayed upright. So I had to keep all the shit in there, all my camera stuff. And I just put it on top, sprinted to the camera, clicked go, focused it, clicked go, ran back, took the book bag off, put it on, and then like did my post. Yeah, I just remember taking a shot. It took forever. I think I took like 400 pictures before I got the right one. Just a cool shot. And my favorite place on earth by far, Olympic National Forest. So if you haven't been to Olympic National Park, you need to go. Okay, and this shot is called Grateful by Guy Tweaks. Shout out Guy Tweaks. Thanks for buying this photo. Okay, yeah, so this is in a graveyard. I'm not exactly sure where. I think this might be somewhere in the Midwest, so potentially Indiana, potentially... I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure where. I remember it's a graveyard. I found out that I really liked graveyards. Cool place to hang out, especially when you don't have a home and you're kind of a nomad. Good place to hang out. Good place to see sunsets, especially. I remember this shot was on top of a hill, so I could see like the whole city under me. and just a really cool spot. And I remember this tree, very similar to that other shot earlier at the Botany Bay. When you see like a really big tree and it's standing out just in lieu of everything, usually you can get a cool picture. So I remember seeing this. It was at sunset. This is a sunset shot, turned black and white. And I remember I just leaned against it. It was a cool shot. This is a particular time where I was struggling with being grateful. I was struggling with feeling inadequate, unsatisfied, all those things. So yeah, it was just a cool shot, really cool shot. Okay, and this is called Imperfect Sunset. Shout out South Sea Journal for buying this. As you can see, the all-time price for this one, when I first listed it, it was at 0.04, and you know that the floor price was 0.03. This, I'm not going to say this is my favorite shot, but I'm a little bit biased for a multitude of reasons. I believe this was the night before I had my like whole transcendent experience, but this night was really good. I did a little microdose of shrooms. I went and just enjoyed the sunset. I read, I hung out, and it was a really, really good day. And I was literally on top of a cliff. This is Olympic National Park, and I saw just an opportunity to take a really good shot, and fucking nailed it, dude. Like nailed it. Shout out for buying this shot. This is easily in my top 5 photos that I've ever taken in my entire life, because of what it means to me more than the actual shot. I mean, the shot is gorgeous. Let's be honest. This is a good shot, just objectively speaking, but subjectively speaking, so important to me. Just a really, really important part of my life. So thank you so much for buying that shot. All right. This is the last shot in that series from that day in the mountains with my friends. It's called The Essentials. Shout out Saucy Journal for buying it. I couldn't help but not put this shot in. I mean, the vibes, the quality. I mean, look, the rings, the fingernail polish, as I mentioned before, the grays, the blacks. I mean, just everything about this photo was necessary. It was perfectly perfect. I love this shot. This was actually my background for a while, I think, on my phone. Just a sick shot, man. Just a sick shot. You got the weed, you got the bowl. It just, dude, like, this is just perfect. It looks like this position was made to be taken a photo of. Like, just, I mean, and this is the lighter. I just noticed this isn't even my ring. This is a lighter. Super cool shot. Just, I mean, I already mentioned the last two. Just a really cool time in my life, and surrounded by my friends just means a lot to me. So thank you for buying it. All right, this shot is called Timing by Steve B. Shout out. Thank you so much for buying this photo. This is at the Oregon Trail in Oregon. Cool place for me. I remember hearing about it in 6th grade. By my teacher, Mr. Jordan, Coach Jordan. Thank you so much for talking about it, being cool, being a great history teacher. Shout out. And dude, this shot, I did not mean for the sun to literally go in between my fingers like this, but it happened. Fucking awesome. This is actually one of 2 photos. I was going one direction, the other one I was going the other direction, and I chose this one to put. I didn't want to put both. They were so similar. Timing is just the best word. I love silhouettes. I fucking love silhouettes. Just an epic shot, dude. This is fucking epic. Like, what else do I have to say? It's on the Oregon Trail, which is already cool as fuck. And it's just a cinematic shot. I mean, this is one of the coolest pictures ever, right? So I appreciate you buying this. This is right before Washington. Really important time. This is near the end of my trip. Just good vibes, man. Really, really cool picture. Really, really cool picture. Proud of that shot. All right, this shot is called Excavating, owned by Kay Slee. Thank you so much for buying this. This is also, I believe, in the John Day fossil beds. So the shot was taken in the John Day fossil beds, just like that other shot. Just feels like a different world, man. Everything was huge. This was in like some random crevice on like a rock wall. And I was kind of like peeking around, and the self-timer was just going for like 2 minutes, and I was just kind of like fucking around in the area, and this is one of the shots I got. My calves look really good in it. It's really cool, man. I like the scale because you can't see where I'm at exactly. It just looks like I'm in some random hole, so I really liked it, man. I mean, there's no other word other than excavating that you could use for this, I feel like. So a really cool shot, really special memory, a really cool place for me. One of my favorite places that was on this trip. So thank you so much for buying that shot. And that is all the pictures. This is the collection, my NFT photography collection. All the top 20 photos from my trip. The floor is still 0.03, it looks like. So it looks like you can get a pretty good deal on a couple. Oh, it's actually just one. So after that one, it goes to 0.095. So this shot is probably awkward to have because I'm like naked basically in this shot. But if you want it, 0.03, it's a pretty good entry price because the mint price was 0.03. So if you want to pick those up, I'll leave a link in the description below. And also, if you don't want to buy from someone else, because these are all secondary, like someone else owns these now, I have another collection. This is called the prequel to the Joyage. These are 26 items. these are the months leading up to my trip. I remember taking all these photos. It was the high emotions, the anxiety, the scared to leave, just all those things, you know. So this collection is very interesting because it means, if not the same, if not more than the other collection, just because of how like emotionally ridden I was during this time. So these shots, I published this collection when it was not NFT Mania, kind of on purpose because I wanted this one to be a little bit more low key. And so this has only sold a few. The rest of them, so 0.07 is the floor for these, but there's some really good pictures in here, man. There's some really good pictures in here. And I feel like this collection is a little bit slept on. It's totally fine. But this collection is more for like not my fans, but people who fuck with my stuff and want to own a one of one piece. I mean, these are all my memories. These are some really, really good memories too. And if this one sells out, I'll make another separate video. And I'm already going to be doing Twitter mentions. I've already tweeted videos to the people who have bought from this collection. But this is also a really special collection. I'll leave this one in the description below. And if you made it to this point in the video, I'm fucking shocked because this is like going to be like a 45-minute video. I appreciate you watching this video. Thank you so much. If you really, really made it here, the code word will be fucking Joyage. If I see the word Joyage, I'll be very happy. I'll message you and I'll say thank you. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. This was a longer video. I got nothing to say. I always fuck up the outro because I always think there's something else to say, but there's not. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.